Social media and gardening. In the beginning, they seemed meant for each other. After all, how better to teach than to show? But have we lost our way in the last few years with a push towards viral moments, sexy six packs, selling six packs, and a manufactured reality that has everyday gardeners feeling really inferior? We're talking to gardener and garden influencer Amanda Nadeau of the Everhopeful Gardener today about who to trust, why to trust, and when to just let go and have fun. We're getting #authentic today on the Garden Mixer.
I'm just loving the hashtag authentic because I'm going to go right to the cocktail that we are. Let's go right to the cocktail. And has a little bit of a funny story that Marianne doesn't know. So I'm
I do
preparing.
not, and here's mine. How beautiful is that?
Yours is beautiful.
Michael made this for me tonight because I was really running and I'm like, look, here's the recipe. I don't even know what to think of this. And he not only made me one.
He made
Okay,
you
hold on.
another?
Okay, and I know that I might need some help in this department, but he made another where he put egg whites in it because he's really into egg whites. And
Okay.
I'm not, so I don't even know how that works, but we'll talk about that later.
Michael,
I'm
we
gonna set
love
that one
you.
aside.
Okay. Cheers. Let's
Should we
taste.
have a sip? Let's have
Yeah.
a taste of it.
Yeah, I think
Oof,
I
that's
like it.
potent. I actually like it. I like it very much. You're
This
messing with
cocktail,
my gin.
this cocktail is called the Genuine Article. I wanted to have a fun cocktail because we always want to have a fun cocktail. And I'm asking my best friend, Chat, is there some cocktail that already exists with the word genuine or authentic or something that can go along with our episode? And he whipped up that Chat. He's fast, 5 different recipes.
He's a man for you, huh?
Yeah, he's my guy. And I said, "Oh, okay. I think I like this one called the Genuine Article. That looks good because we like gin." And all of a sudden it occurred to me, wait a minute. Excuse me, is this real or did you just make this up? This authentic cocktail. And he said, "Oh yeah,
Right.
I just made it up." So this is an inauthentic Genuine Article
No,
cocktail.
it's an authentic AI created cocktail. So they're into our country music and
Hmm.
our writing copy and gardening magazines, and now they're making up our cocktails.
And it's not bad, I gotta tell you.
So I'm sipping this, listeners, with a due sense of existential dread. Here we go, because it's so damn good. I did use my decoy gin on this. I said to Mike, "Don't use the Hendrix, use the Bombay."
I only
And
had the
actually, that's
Hendrix,
pretty.
so
It's pretty good. It's pretty good decoy. You gotta always keep a decoy in your house so that if you got friends who are coming over and they're just sort of like, "Yeah, whatever, I'll have a gin and tonic." You think, "Oh, you're not worthy of my Hendrix." And you pour them. You pour them. I've got a pretty good decoy actually, so they actually think they're getting the good stuff. I win in either way. All right. So we are talking to Amanda. I don't even think we have introduced ourselves, have we?
no, no, we
That's
haven't.
all gone
I'm
by.
Leslie Harris. We just started drinking immediately.
Order of business. Order of business. We're
I'm
drinking.
Leslie Harris. She's Marianne Willburn, and we started
Thank you.
drinking a little early tonight because this is a great topic. I've had Amanda, the ever hopeful gardener, on to my podcast, formerly known as Into the Garden with Leslie, before Marianne was kind enough to join up with me to involve herself in cocktails about a year ago now, a little over a year ago. Amanda and I talked about compost. She caught my eye on Instagram because she's always doing something with compost, and then I had her back to talk about compost tea. But she's a real presence on social media, and she is a legitimate, authentic, and not created by AI person who has opinions on things that are going on online. And we've heard some of them, and we just thought, besides catching up on her garden and a few questions on compost and just gardening, I thought it would be fun to get her take because she's really much more
She's
on
funny.
social media than we are. And she's also very funny, but she's also very bright and very grounded on these things. So I'm excited to catch up with her. And don't forget that at the end of this episode, we are going to have our section called Damn, I Wish I Had Planted That, about late December plants. And you're like, what are those going to be? Well, wait and find out. And Amanda's contributing one too. But first, let's go on to Clear Up Corner. So I would like to make clear, Marianne, just how much we have enjoyed the first season of the Garden Mixer.
We
And
have.
I
It's
mean,
been fantastic. Yeah,
right?
it has. It's been frenetic. I mean, today was one of those days where I'm running around with 1,000 things doing and thinking, why did we do this to ourselves? But then we get here, we get a cocktail in our hand, we start talking about the subject that just lights my world on fire, and it's all better again. And so we do it again another week.
If we could only wave a magic wand and have Jane do all the in between parts.
Jane, where is that Jane?
But this part is so fun. And we are very grateful to have anybody listening to us at all. And we think we have quite a few more than what were we joking about? All 8 listeners about a year ago. I think we have more. I think we have more than
We
8.
had that joke going for a while. I wish we still would say it, but now it's just so untrue. So we
Yeah,
can't. We have
we have many of
so
you.
many just free listeners, and then we have this incredibly big growing group of paid mixers, and we thank you for that. And we're going to be giving you a little bit of an extra gift here because we are about to go into our season hiatus. We're ending season 1 and we're going into season 2, and we will not be back with you. Here's the bad news, folks, until February 6th, when we will be back with Rochelle Grayer, who is the new editor of American Gardener magazine for the American Horticultural Society. And she's starting off her second year, and we're going to be starting off our second season. So it's sort of exciting. But until that point, we're not going to have any full episodes dropping. We're taking a break for Christmas. But if you are a paid mixer, we owe you guys, and we are going to be giving you OMS episodes, one more sip of the Garden Mixer throughout, with I think just 1 week that we're taking a break, right?
Boxing Day, because nobody
Boxing
should
Day.
do anything on Boxing Day except for maybe box or break down cardboard boxes from your Christmas present loot. So yeah,
That's
we're
right.
taking
Even the
off on that day.
servants are given their day off on
Yeah,
Boxing Day. It's the whole point, right? And
yeah.
I'm giving my large cadre of servants. Is that what do you have a cadre of servants? I don't think so.
Staff.
My large group, I mean, except for the scullery, the under scullery maids, I'm going to keep them because we just have a lot of dishes to do. But everybody else has a day off, and that includes us. So we will see you on the 6th of February. Unless you want to see us sooner, and then please visit our Substack page and you can sign up to be a paid mixer there. And it is as little as $4.16 a month. Come on, such a deal. I bet you pay more for like the Calm app. And aren't we making you calm right
So
now?
calm.
I mean, so calm at the cost of our own sanity. So, anyway,
So
all right.
just to be clear, the Garden Mixer is taking off until February 6th. One More Sip is taking off only Boxing Day and will be with you. And anybody who wants to join up to be a One More Sipper, go to Substack and sign up, and you will not miss us nearly as much.
No, you
What
will
else do
not.
we have
In
going
fact,
on
you'll be
here?
sick of us. Oh, we have an apology. I have an apology to make to you, and it appears that there were 1 or 2 too many ounces of bourbon in our cocktail last week. That was given to us. I think it was given to us by Simone, wasn't it?
She
And
suggested it. I ran with it. I maybe gave you too many ounces. She didn't say,
so
and Marianne should have 3 ounces of bourbon, possibly on an empty stomach, for the next episode. She did not say that. Simone did not say that.
was so scruffy. So I have let you down, Leslie. I've let the listeners down. I have
Really?
possibly let my mother down and myself down. I will endeavor to do better this episode with those 2 cocktails that are sitting there on the desk looking at me.
Completely alcohol free. Thank
Oh,
you,
it was
Michael.
fun. I'm actually just joking. It was a lot of fun. You get to see me just a little bit scruffy.
Dan Scott.
Oh, yes. Our friend Dan Scott, who used to be the head of horticulture at American Horticultural Society at River Farm, and he is now just about to start working with Saunders Brothers, which is really exciting. Wonderful organization and wonderful friend. Well, Dan was kind enough to give us a shout out for reminding him to order bulbs. Little late, but okay, on our
Maybe there's
bulb
a sale.
episode. So Dan, you're supposed to be a professional horticulturist here. All right. You should have put that order in June. You know that you've let us down. You've let Leslie down. You've let the listeners down, etc. But good. I'm glad you got the order. Meanwhile, I had to call Brent and Becky's to find out if I had actually made an order or if it was just a fevered thing in my imagination. It turns out I had. And it arrived. So I've had a lot of bulbs to plant, but not as many as you did, you crazy bitch.
I
I
know,
can't say that.
but you did. So let us move on. I did order a lot of bulbs. And in fact, I was questioned by Kathy Purdy on Instagram. Actually, she questioned my sanity, I think, on the number of bulbs I intend to plant. Well observed, Kathy, perhaps an aspirational order. And she asked, like, are you going to put some of those in pots? What are you going to do with all those? And I'm like, I have a plan. I have a plan, and I will keep you up to date on that plan. And I will be doing my digging this week. Meanwhile,
Leslie,
yeah,
tell us how many bulbs you ordered. We need a
okay,
number
fine.
for your
I
little
think,
townhouse garden, okay?
I think it's like 1,500.
Yeah, that's a lot of bulbs. That's a whole lot of bulbs. That's
Some of them are
like,
tulips. They're just annuals.
yes, pay the fellow. Yes, it's a lot of bulbs. I look forward to seeing these in the spring, and you better have some of those species tulips up on your hillside if you know what's good for you. That's all I'm
I've been
telling you.
told. I've been told. Another comment on Instagram, Miss Daisy 22222
Too.
asked that 5 twos on that. Asked that we totally 100% without any doubt, absolutely and positively do an episode on composting. So guess what's coming up in our next season? In February, I believe. It won't be the first episode that we come out, but it's coming. We've got some great episodes planned for our
We
next
do.
season. Don't think that we're just like, yeah, that was fun. We're all done with it. No, no, no. Garden Mixer is
Yeah,
coming on
Leslie wants to
strong.
play some golf. I don't
No,
have
we
anything
are
to do.
coming on strong in 2026. I have spoken. Newest paid mixers?
All right, so we have a new mixer, Karen Jones. Welcome. And thank you for joining our One More Sip committed community. I was asking Leslie today, what do we call the mixers? Because you're all mixers when you're listening to us, but then we have this group of One More Sippers and paid mixers who are also mixers, and we're just trying to figure it out. And she says, "Oh, it's One More Sip committed community." I said, "Well, it's a little much in the mouth.
Yeah,
It's a
mouthful.
lot." Right. So this is the One More Sip episode that you'll get every other week if you join us, and you will get throughout Christmas and January if you join us. But welcome, Karen Jones, and to all of you who support this podcast, thank you. We know, as we have said in the notes, that there are a lot of entities vying for your subscription dollars and forcing you to subscribe. We're not forcing you to subscribe. We very much appreciate every single yes that you make to support this podcast, because it's a big deal to put it together and we enjoy it, but it's still a lot. So thank you. Helps us make it better and better.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to welcome Amanda in a few minutes, and I can't wait to talk to her. Hey,
Hey, Amanda.
how are you?
Now I can hear you.
Good, good. How
I'm
you doing?
amazing. How are you guys?
Good.
We're
Have you all met
great.
before?
No, we haven't met before. It's good to meet you, Amanda.
Oh my gosh, it's so great to meet you. I feel like I kind of know you already just because listening to y'all's podcast, you guys have such an amazing repartee. I love it.
It's because we're so different, I think, but we still like each other.
I know. It's like, wait, you think that? I think this other thing completely
What?
different,
How
but it
does
makes it
this
kind of
work?
fun.
No,
It does
it's
show us
amazing.
that there are many ways to garden, though. And Leslie sent me a reel of yours back in August, I think. And I think, I don't know if it was the first time that I had seen your reels. I can't remember, but it really stuck in my little memory bank there, because it was what August gardening looks like
Huh.
if you are an influencer, what the influencer August gardening looks like versus the reality of August gardening. And you did that so well. How long did it take you to put that together? It was so great.
It's strange. I mean, some of them it takes a while, and those typically don't do well. And then the ones where like I'm sick and I just video like a sponge at my kitchen sink and use a pirate thing because I can't talk, and that gets like 1 million views. So, it's you never know what's gonna happen. But hold on, I have a dog wanting to be in the room with me and it's getting ready to start barking.
Okay.
Okay.
Aw,
What kind of dog is this?
This is a golden retriever. It's also known as a Velcro dog. It has to be with me at all times, and no one else is home right now. So he's like, "What do you mean you're not letting me in?"
So he's
That's
an
so
official
sweet.
garden dog then, right?
He is. He spends a lot of time in the garden. He eats a lot of things I didn't expect him to eat, which is unfortunate, but that's okay.
Okay, well, as long as it's not castor bean, I guess we're okay.
As long as it's not the foxgloves, the digitalis.
Right. But actually, what you're saying, Amanda, brings us into what we were talking about is the things that you spend a lot of time on. And I'm presuming that's because you actually want to get a point across and to create you want to give knowledge to other people about something that's really important and you want to do it well. And those things tend to not somehow not be as catchy as something that's sort of silly and fun. And this has been truly my frustration with Instagram because I am a stupid nerd who, well, I should not say stupid. That's wrong. And it's also an oxymoron. it's, so, I tend to be really nerdy about this. And it's sort of like, no, this is for information and we need to get this out. But that's not what the algorithms want sometimes. It is the fun a lot of times, right?
You have just one problem with Instagram? Because I have many.
All right, y'all. We got so much to
All
talk
right.
about.
Sorry.
First
I'm
things
sorry. I
first.
wanted to take every bit all up.
First things
Yeah.
first. Cocktails. We have something
Yeah.
called the Genuine Article, and you'll learn about that later. What are you drinking? It looks similar.
I'm drinking apple cider vinegar, tequila, pineapple juice, and a coconut pineapple bubbly.
Wow. That
Oh my
is
gosh.
that did you just throw that together or how did you know
It's
to do
called the
that?
kitchen sink.
The kitchen sink. Oh my gosh, that's so great. Amanda,
I love
please
it.
give us the recipe. Maybe we'll do it at some other. And you also have the rosemary that goes up the nose as you
Yeah, we had
start
that
to
last
Yeah.
last
You know,
episode. We were like, how do you?
it's for, the aesthetic, but it's not very practical.
We we eventually removed ours because they were going in the wrong spots.
I mean, I
it
had to
was
add something gardening to it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
so the apple cider vinegar, I've got a query here. When I hear apple cider vinegar, it's all about health, take your 2 tablespoons in the morning or what have you. So you're actually negating it with tequila. Where
We're
did
not.
that come from?
I mean, I'm trying to make it taste good.
Okay. All
But
righty.
I have acquired the taste for it. Like, I do really like the taste of it now. So,
Ooh,
I mean, I know it's
interesting.
got health benefits, but I add it because I like the way it tastes.
Wow. Good on you. All right, girls, we
That
need to back up a minute.
It's
We have
really
All
some
delicious.
right.
listeners.
Gardening, gardening, gardening.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, not
whatever.
more. Let's just start at the very beginning. Amanda needs to
Very good
introduce
place
herself.
to start.
When you read, never mind. Amanda needs to start with helping our listeners to know who she is, just in case they don't. They've had their head in the sand because she is very big on both. So you're mostly on Instagram. I know that you were fiddling around with TikTok. Is that still a thing?
Yes, I'm still on TikTok. I have realized that, like, even my curmudgeon old husband doesn't look at Instagram anymore. He is solely on TikTok. And I'm like, "Oh,
Interesting.
so even the 50-year-olds were on TikTok." And I feel like Instagram eventually is going to go the way of the dodo bird, kind of like
And
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying my best to be on TikTok, but that's just like a whole other weird dynamic over there. I don't love it.
Okay.
Do
All
they
right.
want us over there? Do they want the over 50s over there? I wonder.
Well, we're coming whether they want us or not. I mean, there's a lot of 40 and 50 and even older over there.
All the things that are wrong with one probably transcribed to be wrong with another. You're also on YouTube a little bit, yeah? Or more and more?
Yes. So whatever I post on Instagram just automatically gets posted on Facebook, even though I forget to go over there and even answer comments or look at anything. And then I'm on TikTok begrudgingly. And then YouTube, I'm working hard to try and be on there, but it takes so much effort to edit for YouTube. That I don't know if I have that in me. We'll see.
Okay.
I have a robot for that. Her name is Leslie.
Leslie, are you on YouTube?
Yeah, we're on YouTube now, so this will be, and it's not like I know what I'm doing, but I'm giving it a try because you will be on YouTube on this because we're gonna any plant that we talk about. In this case, for this episode, I don't know how many plants we'll mention. Certainly at the end when we talk about, damn, I wish I'd planted that.
Rhodia. I just did one. Sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Non
I
sequitur.
slide a photograph in. So if people are learning to garden, that they can see exactly what we're talking about. But can you just give us the elevator pitch on exactly who you are, where you garden, why you got into it, blah, blah, blah?
Yes. So I've been gardening for probably 17 years now. I would categorize myself as an overzealous yet super lazy gardener. I will try and do all the things and do nothing well. Um, and I'll try and plant and grow everything, and yet we'll get a frost, and I'm too lazy to cover anything and let it all die. So I'm this weird dichotomy of like, I want to do it all, I want to learn it all, but I have limitations and I recognize those and they don't always serve me. I have evolved a lot in my gardening since I first started, and I have become super passionate about regenerative gardening, more, even more than organic gardening, just healing our soil. And I feel like a lot of gardeners, once you get gardening, you cannot help but start caring more about the earth and the health of the planet and the soil, especially. So I really am trying to educate people on regenerative gardening practices. And that leads me into like one of my favorite topics, which is composting. Like that's one of the best things we can do for the environment, but also for our garden. I mean, it's a win-win. I don't understand why everyone doesn't do it. And I just want people to feel empowered to try gardening without feeling intimidated with all the Latin plant names and people saying you have to do it this way and you can't grow that in your zone. I like pushing boundaries, sometimes too much. I get myself into trouble. I can be a little controversial, and that's okay. I welcome the hopefully respectful yet sparky discourse. And I just really, I don't know, I just really love gardening. I want everybody else to love gardening.
I mean, that's sort of where we are. That's very cool.
Yeah, I think that's somewhere in between us.
Yeah, I think I'm going to fire you, Marianne, and just do this podcast with Amanda.
No, man, and you're really cute too. So yeah,
Yeah,
all
she's
right,
cute.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Bye. See you later. So,
we can't do it without Marianne.
no, actually, she's running that Substack thing pretty well.
Yeah,
The goal.
she's just using me. Let's face it, we're just using each other.
Yeah, we are. It's a symbiotic and not so healthy relationship. All right. Back to the authenticity thing, back to social media. You started, we, all three of us want people to know what we know and want to share it, the joy and but we all three think that it's important to share the failures too. And you do that beautifully. You're like, okay, that didn't work out so well.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you're seeing that frustrates you on Instagram, or now that you're getting into TikTok, on any social media that is not as authentic as it could be?
Oh my God, there are so many things. Okay, so AI is giving me a headache. I feel like people now don't know if what they're seeing is the fruits of your hard labor and reality, or if you've like chat GPT'd it. I also am getting frustrated that people are answering people's questions with like automated chat GPT answers. Like, I mean, I get like the automations of like, here, I'll send you like an article, but like when someone says, hey, I want to know how you do this and how it works for you, and they're using chat GPT to answer, like, I feel like that completely negates the whole point of the gardening community where we're sharing information. Hey, this worked for me. Hey, this didn't work for me. You should try this. And so AI is really bothering me.
I'm going to squeeze in there real quick just to say that if you're getting an answer back from us, you're getting a real person at this point, because we don't know how to use the technology. So, so, so you know what? We would if we could, but we can't. So we have to give you our own experience.
Yeah, we do when we can. For example, poor Amanda, she's going to be so sad. This cocktail that we made, I sent her the recipe, called the Genuine Article, is a creation made by Chat GPT. Are you going to drop it? Yes.
You're drinking an AI generated cocktail, Amanda.
And it's
you're
good.
not, because you made
not.
yours up. I am. She is. She's bringing me into this robot master world. I am not comfortable.
Well, okay,
Let me just say.
I don't know that did Chat GPT create it, or did it find it on the internet, the interwebs?
It didn't find it. I said I wanted one. Is there a cocktail with the word real or authentic to celebrate what we're talking about today? And it came back and said, it sent me 5 recipes that all had, I'm like, oh, okay, I like this gin one. So, and then I'm like, wait a minute, did you make this up?
I think it scraped it. I think it took it
real?
from someone. I think it took it.
It's real.
I think it took it.
I bet it's real.
It came back and said, I just made this up. Chat told the truth. maybe. I mean, what is real? What is real?
Okay,
That's the
well,
whole
the
point.
second one that Michael made for me is real because he added the egg whites. I don't think I should, after last week's bourbon fiasco, I don't think I should probably
She was
drink
overserved.
this, but yeah.
You
But
need to watch that one on YouTube.
I'm still going to drink it. Anyway,
Yeah, the orange peel
#.
ended up on the teeth.
Okay.
All right. So when
Maybe
you
you should go
said
back
that,
and watch that episode.
I think you need to go back. So when you get frustrated with these social media things, are you ever frustrated? You're frustrated with the AI thing. Are you frustrated with the people who are misrepresenting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't like the people. No, I like a lot of people, but I like there are some people I get really frustrated with the people that are jumping in the comments telling me everything I'm doing wrong. And I find that so insane that people feel the need to do that, but also think that they're right. Like, how do they know they're right and I'm wrong? It's my garden. And if I wanted to fantastically fail at something because it was interesting to me, it's not wrong. So
So are
I
those the trolls under the bridge, so to speak, or are those hecklers? Are those the same people that you meet in an audience who want to let you know that they know more on this topic than you do? Who are they, do you think? Are they AI bots? Are they Leslie's friends?
I don't know. Oh my,
I
oh,
think
they're probably Leslie's friends for sure. No, I don't know. I don't know exactly who they are because a lot of times I don't take the time to go look at their profile. Like, are you a gardener too? Usually they're faceless accounts, honestly. And sometimes, I try and take the high road, and just ignore. But today I was feeling super sassy and I got into it within the comments with a couple people going back and forth to the point where we were talking about throwing glass bottles at children on soccer fields. I mean, it got like it got heated.
This is so exciting. I feel like I want to get on social media suddenly. Yeah.
Oh, it could be very toxic, but sometimes you have to let it out. Like if you just keep letting people like hit you with all the bad stuff and you just keep absorbing it and not doing anything, I feel like sometimes that can backfire. So sometimes I like to let the vitriol out and, clap back at them and it feels good.
But it could be bots though. We had this happen on Garden Rant, and we had a commenter who was obviously feeding our articles into AI and then saying, write something critical about this essay and putting it as a comment. And it became more obvious as time went on that this was just, that's a little too clever. And the type of wording and the way that it was, you just went, oh, this is AI. Somebody doesn't want to actually man up and write their own comment. They want AI to do it for them. So, it could be bots doing this type of thing.
So that's confusing to me because I feel like what you just explained is an actual person using AI. So I would not know. Like, I would not know if it's a bot or not. And I also would not know why would a bot be programmed to fight with something? Like, what is that? Yeah,
To
what is
fight with a gardener? I don't know.
yeah.
Why does anybody do anything? Let's go fight with a
But, like,
gardener.
someone has to be programming that bot, right? To
Yeah.
say, go out and find these accounts and troll them. And I'm like, what's the end game there? Like, what is the point of that?
I don't know about that either.
Right.
Yeah. For listeners who don't know what Garden Rant is, you should, because it
How
is one of
dare
the most,
you? No,
it's
sorry.
one of the most fabulous gardening blogs on the internet, and it has a lot of great gardeners writing on it, including Marianne. So Garden Rant, and just Google it and you will find it. And there are some great posts there.
Ask AI.
Ask AI to find it for you.
They'll send you there, and they will write your comments for you.
I'm also annoyed. Like, I feel like you guys took me down a road you're going to have a hard time getting.
Bring it on.
I'm loving this road. Let's have another cocktail and talk about this road. Yes.
I'm also annoyed with these social media platforms thinking they know what we want, or they're telling us what we want, serving us up ideas of what we want instead of the people we have taken the time to click follow. I had so many people today on my reel say, "Oh my God, you just showed up in my feed again. I thought you had left social media." And I'm like, well, that's weird. I post every single day. Like, I don't understand why Instagram is not showing me to you when obviously you have asked to be shown me. So that bothers me.
Yeah, that is
very
really frustrating.
strange.
I actually don't follow very many people, and so I've
Surprised.
really tightened it down. And So the fact that I don't see most of them is really upsetting to me because the whole point of bringing it down is I can't possibly follow 2 or 3,000 people. That would take all morning, afternoon, evening, etc. And so I kept it really, really small. And yet even that, I don't see who I want to see. So I have to go and remember to check in with them.
Yeah. And that's like, that negates the whole point of it, I feel like.
Do you remember the
Yeah,
days
it
when you would
does.
just sit down and think, I'm going to do Instagram for a minute? It was like 10 years ago. And you would just
Yeah.
follow your feed and then and then you got to the end. Like you caught
There
up
was
with
an
all
There
end.
the,
is nothing else. It was like that old time thing on television that used to come on at like 1 o'clock in the morning, the bands where it
yeah,
said, television
you're
is
done.
over, go to bed, damn it. It was
But it
like,
was cool because you felt like you caught up with all these people that you were
yeah,
wanting to
you
know
really
about.
wanted to
Mhm.
And you're like,
know.
I know
Yeah.
everything I need to know today. Thank you very much. And it was so pleasurable. And there were no ads. And now it's, my friends call it Adstagram. I feel like a lot of people are dropping it. My daughter-in-law was all about it for a minute. And she's like, oh, something happened to my account. And I think I'm done with that now. And well, I mean, she's the mother of 4 young children, so I don't think she has time to go to something else, but she will someday, and it probably won't be Instagram, and it probably won't be TikTok. It'll be something else.
Hey, let's invent it. Shall we
But yeah,
just
let's do
invent
that.
it right now so we can make $1 billion?
Yeah, that's probably easy to do. Just invent
Yeah.
a social media
We could
platform.
have a social
I'll do
media
it
for just
tomorrow.
gardeners. I mean, that's a possibility.
I feel like that's actually been tried and it
It-
has failed spectacularly.
For
Well,
just
I think
gardeners?
because a lot of people think of gardening as extremely boring, which is actually why we did the tagline on this show as gardening shouldn't be boring because it isn't. It's very exciting, and if it's boring, you're doing it wrong. You're not into it the same way, but a lot of the general public see it as a chore. Yes, Miss Harris in the back.
I would just point out that chess is also very boring to people who don't understand it or know about it. Cooking, another thing, boring. So gardening is boring to people who we don't want them anyway. Like, why would you want to date somebody who doesn't want to date you?
I want
True.
them because they don't know. They don't know what we
You're
don't
married,
know.
Amanda. I
And
just need to think I should say that right
I
now.
want all the people that
I
don't
know
want
there's
us
been a
because they
cocktail
don't.
involved, but
Because why? Why do you want those people? Wait, let the witness will answer the question. Why do you want all those
I want
people?
them because they think gardening's boring because they haven't done it yet. They have not yet realized the joy that is gardening and like how it connects you to the earth and just oh my god the therapeutic benefits like that eases your anxiety like I mean they just don't know yet. And we're going to
or
convert
gardening is yard work. That's
right.
what
Yeah,
gardening
isn't
is
that
to
so
They
them.
think
sad?
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gardening
those
is yard
people.
work. Yeah, I think we have another possibility for a Dixter symposium, Leslie. I think Amanda's got to get her butt over
Wouldn't
to
she love that?
East Sussex. I think she would. I think you
Have
need to
you ever
be on that list.
Do you
Yeah.
know about Great Dixter, Amanda?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Okay.
fabulous garden in southern England, and, Marianne had been in love with it, and I was in like with it. I knew about it, and we met, in 2022? No,
Well, we
20
we we met virtually on your podcast in 2020, 2021,
2020.
somewhere in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the next thing we know, we're like, "Oh my gosh, I just got off the waiting list to go to Great Dixter for a symposium," which is this fabulous garden in England, and 3 weeks later, we're, like, hugging each other in Heathrow. It was very cool.
That's so amazing. Sign me up.
It was the family garden of Christopher Lloyd, who was a garden writer in the sort of from the 1950s all the way through the 80s and 90s and just into 2000. And a brilliant writer, very funny, very acerbic, very, very talented. And this incredible home, 15th century home, and Edwin Lutyens' designed garden. It has now been taken over by the head gardener, Fergus Garrett. And there's just such curiosity there. And what you were saying just earlier just made me think of that curiosity, that joy, that excitement, what's going to happen next? Is this going to work? Color combinations, soil health, height of perennials, whatever it is, they're always pushing those boundaries, and to be immersed in it for a week, they do symposia, gosh, 4 times a year, and it's really mind-blowing, I will say. Because it's different than other horticultural experiences. It's great. We haven't talked about Dixter in a while. I feel like every time Dixter is mentioned on this podcast, we've gotta have a little bell go off to stop us from doing it again. But it's an extremely influential garden and very exciting garden, and they are all about spreading out that knowledge to other people. So I will talk to you via email because I'd like to see you like be on their waiting list for a symposia spot.
You would love it.
Yeah.
You would love it. How do
Oh my
you
We
feel
gosh.
like you
hijacked the
did
conversation here.
Yeah, we did. How do you feel like you did learn about most of your gardening, Amanda? You're not old enough that you went to the library and got books out, are you? No.
Yes, yes, I did. I love the library. So, I really like. So I've gardened since I graduated college and finally like had a house to live in and garden in. But it wasn't until probably the pandemic that I had so much time to just do like the deep dive. And so I went to the library and I got the book Teeming with Microbes, which sent me down that whole soil health journey.
I'm trying to
What?
think who wrote that. Was that Jeff Ball, Teaming with Microbes?
Isn't that Lowenfels?
Oh, I'm sorry, Jeff Lowenfels, not Jeff Ball. Yes.
He's like a hero to me. I'm like, you're amazing. And then he's got like the teaming with fungi and the teaming with bacteria. Oh my God, the teaming with bacteria. Mind blowing. I know I sound like the biggest nerd right now,
Nerd.
but
Nerd.
he writes it in a way that is like easily digestible. And you're like, well, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. It's not too nerdy. Believe me, I would have checked out if it was like that. But yes, I went to the library. I got Lisa Mason Ziegler's book on cool flowers. I wanted to learn all about cold
That is
hardy
a
and
fantastic book. I cannot recommend that book enough. That is a fabulous book.
yeah. And so a lot of this complete like going to the library and doing these deep dives when we had the time completely changed like my gardening trajectory and got me interested in different aspects of it. I don't know. I just want to learn, learn, learn. And I think the library is a great place to do that without having to spend a bunch of money.
Do you feel like you can learn or have you learned from social media? And how dangerous can that be, that choice?
Yes, I have learned a lot. I mean, I did not know what a dahlia was until Instagram, the gardening world and Instagram. Had no idea. Had never even heard of a dahlia before. And now I'm obsessed with them. Yes, I have learned so much on Instagram and that's kind of why I put content out there is because I want to share some of what I've learned because not everybody follows the same people so just cuz you saw it doesn't mean someone else is going to see it. And I try and mix it up with like half entertainment and then half education because no one wants to just, like education, education, education. They need some entertainment. So that's why I do some of the stupid stuff that seems to do so well. And then I try and squeeze a little like education in.
Who are some of the people that you've learned the most from? Can you name some names, or is that putting you on the
Oh,
spot?
yes. Breeze Florals. I believe she's on like the Pacific North, the PNW area. She's all about soil health and dahlias. So I've learned a lot about that from her. And Compostable Kate is in Australia, like Composting Queen. I have her book. I've read it like 6 times. I don't follow a ton of, I guess, formal garden accounts because I'm more of like the wild. I don't know. I've learned a lot about natives from people like Benjamin Voigt, and there's one other person I can't think of off the top of my head where they're talking about planting natives and for wildlife, and that's been really educational and interesting to learn about. There's just so much out there. Like whatever your passion is, like you can find it. Well, as long as you teach the algorithm what it is you want and it listens to you. But yeah, I mean, do you guys feel the same way? Do you?
I have a question. Like, wait, do I put my hand up, Miss Harris? I don't know.
Yes, yes, Mrs. Wilburn, please
Okay.
proceed.
All right. Ms. Wilburn. No, I'm kidding. It's totally Mrs.
Michael made you those cocktails. Come on, give the
He
man a break.
did. I love that man. He gave me those cocktails. So I have a question, and whether I can articulate it well enough or not is the question. A lot of social media is very juicy. It's exciting. It's clickable. It's, fun and it sticks in our head. Those memeable things, whether it's leave the leaves, those type of things that are actually very nuanced. They're not that simplistic. And I wonder if the overall conversation is being dumbed down a little bit into these very memeable these lanes, because they sound good, they're probably okay, and they're done by somebody who's smart with marketing and has a certain, what's the word, a certain agenda to push. And that worries me about the conversation in general, because it is fun, it's exciting, and it's clickable, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the last word, that it's real. And I I have worry about that. I can't help it. It concerns me. Leslie's rolling her eyes right now.
No, no, I'm not actually. Because one of the reasons that I asked Amanda that question is the information that you get. Then how do you, especially as a new gardener, and you're not a new gardener anymore, you're very experienced and very capable, but how do you curate the information
How
that
do you
you're looking
curate?
at?
How do you curate?
How do
Yeah.
you know what's authentic and what's not?
Well, so that's a great question, Leslie. I want to put you on pause real quick and go back to what Marianne said, because I don't disagree with you.
I always want to put Leslie on pause. So, yeah, it's good.
Just hit that button.
If it were only that easy.
Um, no, it is so hard to wade through the trash that is out there, and it is literally impossible to put all of the whole what am I trying to say? All the information into basically what is a 7-second video.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, there's like 3 people reading the caption. I can write 10 pages worth of a caption with all the information and cite sources, and I guarantee you like 3 people are looking at that. So you got to put everything in this 7-second video, and it's impossible. So I feel like if you're getting out portions of information that are at least correct, even if they don't have the whole story, that's good. It's the stuff that's incorrect just in totality that really infuriates me.
And that's there. And what can we do about that?
We
Nothing.
we all remember No Mo May. Well, that's apparently
Yeah, okay, that's another perfect meme. No mow, leave the leaves. There's elements of it that are very valuable. And then it's nuanced. It's simplifying it. It's reducting it, reducing it. Leslie will be heavily editing. It's reducting it. I've just coined that phrase.
I like it. I'm gonna start using
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard. And the thing is the majority of these people that are wanting to consume 7 seconds worth of information, they're not going to take the time to do any research on it. They're not going
Right.
to say, there's probably more to this. This is probably nuanced.
And here's another issue with it, before you get to Leslie's point, which I'm sure was really, important.
We've forgotten
question.
that. We've forgotten that.
It's gone. But I find that so many of the true experts, not the, expert is used a lot. It's a very broad definition now, but so many of the true experts in their field, they're not on social media. And if they are, it's a very, very small amount of them. And the people who know what the hell they're doing in their very small, in that niche, they're not getting that information out to everybody.
They're just busy doing it.
Because
They
they're
don't need-
busy doing it. They're actually out there working it. And many of them do not have huge staff that can do both and throw that out on Instagram and throw that on Facebook. And so I'm concerned that the information is getting diluted, and we are actually going to become, is this a word, stupider gardeners? Like we're
Oh my God.
reducted to stupider.
reductive with that there again. Coined.
I mean, just
Hashtag
for being
reductive.
on socials, I feel reducted.
Yeah.
Just for
Is that
being-
redacted or reducted? Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
redacted
just,
is a
reduction.
move. I've just been lessened in my intellect being part of socials, I feel like.
you have been lessened in your intellect by being part of this podcast, girl. But
Brain cells are flying out the window.
yeah. But I mean, that is a worry. And I think that there's a lot of people who don't even know that they need to worry about it. And that's
I
a
think
big worry.
we have to take social media for what it is. Like, we have to realize the people that are on it. I mean, I'm talking about myself, so I'm making myself sound terrible. But a lot of them are just there for entertainment and like 7-second sound bites. And they're not the type of person that's going to go to the library and get a book or attend a symposium or anything like that. So it's kind of like they're people that weren't going to get taught anything important anyway. Is
I
that
hear you.
horrible?
Yeah. Yeah.
We just have
They're
pity.
self-selecting. Yeah, they're self-selecting
No.
as lightweights, and I know that because I can speak with
I'm going
authority.
to stop now. I feel like I'm alienating
You're just,
all of my
you just
followers.
tomorrow you're going to have half the followers. No, I think these are important questions
But
to ask.
here's a point. Two questions. I have a follow-up question after my first one. Amanda, the ever hopeful gardener. First question is, do you have to go even faster on TikTok than you were going on Instagram? Is it like, oh no, I had 7 seconds and now I only have 5? Or is it the same sort of beast?
That's so interesting, Leslie. What's interesting is the social media platforms keep changing what they want and what they are incentivizing. So it used to be 7 seconds on TikTok. Now, as a creator, Marianne, I hate the word influencer, just so you know. So I'm going to use the word creator. TikTok, they were pushing like a 7-second video when they first launched.
Right.
Now, the only way to get paid as a creator on TikTok, your video has to be longer than a minute.
Well,
So they went from 7 seconds to people have a 7-second attention span to you got to hold their attention for over a minute to
that's
get
cool.
paid.
How
I
do
think
you
that's
do
cool
that with the under
because
20s?
I think that's cool because I know that my younger sister, who is 60, but she's younger than I, she literally goes there to learn things. Like I will Google, oh God, how do I change that filter in my dishwasher? I can't remember. Let me just Google that for YouTube video so they can show me what to do. She'll do that on TikTok, and I think many people will.
People use TikTok as Google now, and it's a little
Yeah.
scary. It's scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very scary, actually.
My follow-up question is so now you're on YouTube. How long have you been on YouTube? Or, I've been on YouTube for a long time, but only seriously for about 6 months. Is it fairly new for you for YouTube?
I started it probably 3 years ago.
Okay. So a
Um,
while.
yeah, but I've never really dedicated myself to it. Like when I talk to some other people that are content creators, they're like, that's where the money is. That's where you can really educate because like, people are going there for longer form videos. And all of that makes sense to me. I can't stand editing. Like I like filming it and I like talking to people about it, like in the comments and DMs, but I don't like the editing. That drives me crazy. So
And
that's
do you
why
feel like whatever you put on TikTok, Instagram needs to be, if that contest, so if you're like, okay, we're going to do the garlic in the grow bags today, and this is what I've done, that it has to be a different level of editing for YouTube? Do you feel that way?
well, you have to film it with the camera a different way.
That's true. Okay. Got that.
So everything I'd have to I have to film it this way for the Instagram and the TikTok. And then I'd have to like redo the whole thing and film it this way for the YouTube. And I'm like, that's more time than I have.
Yeah.
I have a question. I definitely have a question, Mrs. Harris.
Okay, Mrs. Wilburn. Ms. Wilburn.
Ms. Harris, sorry.
I'm Mrs.
Amanda, how does that get in the way of actually getting the work done? Because that certainly has
Yeah.
affected me when I'm trying to get a job done. I have limited time. I'm sure you have limited time. You have small boys, don't you? You're not in our over 50 club. You're in a different club.
I'm almost there, baby. Boy, I just had a birthday. I'm so close.
Nice.
I have a 16-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old son.
Oh, fun.
Okay, so you are busy, and I know you have very small amounts of time, I'm sure, to work in that garden of yours, and then you have to actually put it out to social media. So the idea of, okay, I can just get this job done. I can just prune this hedge. I can, repot these pots, or I can take a whole bunch of time to try and come up with content to do these things. And how do you negotiate that? How do you navigate that? Because I find that really difficult.
Well, it is difficult. You're not alone. I film about 1% of what I do in my garden. I probably each day am like, okay, let's just film harvesting the ginger. But also that day I did like 80 other things in the garden. I only filmed that one thing. I didn't bother editing it that day. I just got it filmed. And then when it's a rainy day, I'll sit down and, find the trending music and put a hook on it to catch people's interest and, make sure I do the right hashtag.
Listeners, I hope you are happy to be hearing this because this really is the hashtag authentic. This really is authentic talk. Thank you, Amanda, for being so honest.
You're welcome. And I think there's a lot of the bigger accounts out there. They must have help. They must have someone filming. They must have someone editing. They must have someone doing their posting. They must have someone answering the comments because
Or really good prescription medication.
or a lot of caffeine. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe they're coked up. Who knows? But
That's a plant, isn't it?
I'm sure they also have good lawyers moving swiftly on.
But because I take pride in no matter how many followers I have, I try and answer every direct message and
Wow.
every comment that's worth answering. I mean, sometimes the asshole. Oh, sorry. I don't know if we are allowed to press on this.
Yeah.
It's always
Very
me.
loose.
I'm
Very
always
Sometimes the jerks, like I don't bother responding to them because I'm busy. But I recently posted something that took off on Facebook. Oh, it was the ginger. Who knew everyone was going to be so interested in ginger? It's over 1 million views right now. It's all over on Facebook. And I sat down and tried to answer every comment and every message on Facebook. It took me 3 hours.
Holy
And I'm
cow.
like, there's no way some of these bigger accounts are doing this. Like, there's just no way.
But I remember from talking to you before when I actually had some followers before I got hacked, there is some way to do cut and paste. And I hope I'm not giving away any trade secrets here. You have a good answer like, oh, thank you so much for that. Do you have a cut and paste sort of situation that you can use if it's something that you commonly say, like, oh, thank you for your comment? You can cut and paste that, right? And then get personal after? Does that exist?
I think there probably is a way to do that, but I am like Marianne, a little
Yeah.
technologically challenged.
Right.
And so I have not figured out how to do that. But also I don't want it to be formulaic. I want people to know that I'm the one talking to them and they're
Right.
not getting a cut and paste. So I end up answering the same question a lot, but I do it with a little bit different verbiage or more specific to what they're asking. It's so important to me, the community aspect, which is why I got on Instagram for gardening in the first place, was to share info and ideas and learn from each other. And I just want to continue that no matter
Mhm.
what my account looks like. And I think that is why people are still following me instead of saying, well, because there's an actual connection. Like I feel like I know a lot of the people that I hate saying
Yeah.
follow. Like we follow each other. Like what do you
I've
call that?
always hated that word. You can tell, Amanda, I hate a lot of things. But follow has
Tips and
bothered me
tricks
from
is
the
bad for
second.
her.
Tips and tricks really bad.
I mean,
But follow has bothered me from the very beginning of social media because it implies a level of sort of sheep
hierarchy. Yeah.
of hierarchy, yeah. And it does not incorporate the engaged people who are either listening or are reading or are watching in an engaged way. If following is just almost a blind sheep-like, lemur-like way of, and I've just always hated that word, but it is the word. There's nothing we can do about it. And that's the way it is. Leslie would say, you know what, get over it. And she's right. But I
I
feel like
mean,
every time because I'm a writer, language has power. And when you're a follower, it's it's not engaged. So it's good that you have got people who follow you that you recognize and they're engaged and they're with you and they would be watchers or listeners or, whatever. And it's all semantics, right? Again, maybe you should just get Amanda to do this podcast with you, Leslie. I feel like I really, truly, I think I should go.
bye.
No, it connotates something like a hierarchy, like I'm better than they are, that they follow me because I'm so amazing. And that's not the case. And a lot of times I call them friends, but that's weird too.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That is a little weird.
But
Although, there are plenty of people. No, it is a little weird. You're weird. No, I mean, because we can't be truly friends with everyone, and it cheapens that. But at the same time, there's many people that you feel like they are as close to you as some friends that you know because you've heard from them so much and you've met them. And there's many people on social media that I have finally met in person after a long period of knowing them on social media, and they are a friend. Leslie's just about to do that. She's about to go back to New Zealand and meet Nanny New, right? Julie.
Yes. Do you know Nanny New, Julie Hart?
I'm
Nanny's
writing.
Diary 98. It is one of the most uplifting Instagram accounts there is. Nanny's Diary 98. She used to be Nanny New and then she got hacked, but she persevered. And anyway, she's in Launceston, which is in Tasmania, which is in Australia. Anyway, I'm going to go meet her and it's going to be fabulous. I can't wait.
Wait, you're going all the way to Australia?
Yeah, we used to live there, for a year. And we go from time to time. I'm excited to see friends.
We're actually going to try and do a Substack live from Australia and see if it works. It
Yeah.
could. I mean,
Wish us
who
luck, speaking of
knows?
technology. Okay, so how do we wrap up this idea of authenticity and not? Are there any words of wisdom, Amanda, that you could give people who are just getting into gardening, like what they should look for in terms of, okay, we've knocked out, we can't say who to follow. What, so don't give accounts, but maybe give some general advice on the kind of people that they should latch onto. Should it just be their gut instinct or something better?
So
Regional, maybe?
I think there's a couple things. So first off, I do think people have started to shun the perfectly curated aesthetic, and they want to see the behind the scenes. And I love that people are more open to like, yeah, like it's not realistic in your first year of gardening for it to look amazing. Like wait till year 3 and then it might start looking good. The other one is if you try and dialogue with someone, whether it's DMs or comments, you can tell by their responses if they're an authentic person and they're here to like educate and be part of a community or not. Like you'll be able to tell that real quick. And then the other one is whether or not how they show up in their stories. So if they don't ever do stories, it's very hard to get to know them. And when people do stories, they feel like they get to know you on such a better level. And the stories are not for just, hey, I posted a reel today. It's for like, I'm running out the door and like my a pair of underwear just fell out of my pants because it was static cling to the inside. And it's real life and it's how they feel like a connection to you and that like you're a real person and you're not an AI bot and like you don't just care about any money you could be making. You actually care about talking to people.
I
That
haven't
is
ever really understood the stories thing. I mean, I understand to a certain extent. It's like little snapshots, right? But then I go into that nerdville of this should teach something too. And I ruin it. It's like Debbie Downer. Wah, wah, wah. Let's bring stories down. Yeah, it is a problem. It is a problem. And I want other people to learn too, damn it. And it's going to be the last thing I do.
okay.
Make
Don't hurt
them learn.
yourself. Let's just move on here.
No, this is the stories thing is a really good understanding to see how that works. So we need more underwear falling out of our pants when we walk out the door.
And
Well,
have a
people
camera
just
ready.
want to see that you're not. I mean, people want to see that you're a real person, that you're not like, because a lot of what we show is just the edited, how you got it right. And they might want to have you take them out to the garden and be like, well, look what happened to this yesterday. And I forgot to water this and that's not going great. And you don't always put that stuff in the reels. And so it's nice to be able to show people just like the behind the scenes. That's more authentic to me.
Do you ever long for the days of Instagram where you just had the one photo and a caption, or were you involved in Instagram at that point?
What y'all seem to think I'm younger than I am.
When you're like 2022, I don't know. Like,
Got married when she was 10.
I prefer the videos because when I'm trying to learn something, a static photo doesn't really do it justice. Like I want to see someone, how they're pruning a dahlia instead of just a picture of like a before and an after. Like I want to watch you going in and like see how you're pinching that out. Did you use scissors? Did you use your fingers? Like I like the video aspect actually. I'm guessing you missed yours.
I do, just because I like the simplicity of them. But I have to negate you, Leslie. From she really wants to cut this off. I get it, but I need to ask you one
Very
more
generous with
question.
her time,
She was-
girl.
But I have one more question, and that is that the whole close-up images, the images that don't give the idea of the garden, this is really big in social media. You see the curated version of, and you don't see the bigger picture in a lot of the photos that we see. And so you don't get a good idea of what the plant looks like. You don't get a good idea of how it really is pairing with another plant. Does that just mean that we have to get uglier on social media with what we're actually showing and be more realistic with it? Or can we keep those really sexy, beautiful shots of the one chrysanthemum, looking gorgeous, but the reality is Crazyville out there?
Okay, so I am a big fan of what you just said, showing all of it. And I think carousels are a great way to do that. Do you know what I mean if I say
Yep,
carousel? Okay.
I think I do. Leslie, do you know what a
Well,
carousel
let me
is?
just look that up in my
I
dictionary.
guarantee you, I
AI.
guarantee you, my mom probably doesn't because I was talking in my stories today about how people are getting crazy in the comments. And if anyone's bored, go check out the comments on the reel. And I got a message from my mom saying, how do I see the comments? So
Okay. Okay. Good
We're now in
question.
mom status, Leslie. I'm just going to roll with it.
it just made me realize that like not everybody knows the terminology when you've been like behind the like doing it for a long time. Not everybody knows the terminology. So I like carousels because you can do your glamour shot. And then in the next 10 photos, you can be like, let's back up. Let's look at it like this. So you can show more of it, but still the first impression people are going to see is the beauty picture. So I really like that for that.
All right, Leslie, now you may wrap up.
Okay. Well, I actually want to comment on that and take more time. Poor dear sweet Amanda's time. Just to say that videos are so great for teaching. The carousels are so great, for instance, if you're visiting a fabulous garden, and these are all the fabulous photographs I took of that. And that there's nothing better than swiping through a good carousel, and I really enjoy that. But I do think that videos are better for learning. I agree with you, Amanda. You have been so kind with your time, and you are going to be kinder still because, hang on a tick, we are going to do Damn, I Wish I Planted That with all three of us having fabulous plants. Damn, I Wish I Planted That is our segment where we are going to talk about something that's going on maybe in somebody else's garden that you're looking at and feeling just a little bit jealous of because it's looking really good. And this is a bit of a challenge right now in mid-December, but all three of us have a fabulous plant. And I'm going to start out. I don't grow this plant, but I did inherit it in my big garden that I moved away from a couple of years ago. And the name of this plant is the Chamaecyparis obtusa, and the cultivar is Willamette elegans. And I know that's a lot of words. Let me see if this will help you. Hinoki fall cypress. There are a bunch of plants that are Hinoki fall cypress, and what they all have in common is this sort of fan-shaped evergreen action coming out at you, sort of like the size of a toddler's hand, like wanting to shake. Can you picture? If you're on YouTube, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Willamette elegans is a dwarf, but it's not as dwarfy as some of them. Some of them can only stay at like 3, 4, 5 feet. This was a sport of a really mini one, and it grew even at maturity. And the ones in my old garden are very mature to only 12 to 15 feet. So it's a perfect little specimen tree, not an understory tree because it does enjoy full sun. This is zones 5 through 9. I don't think it can tolerate wet soil, but it's not going to need help. If you're going through a little bit of a drought, it's going to be fine. The species gets 50 feet tall. So do be careful if you want to go smaller, to choose one of the ones that's supposed to get smaller. Researching this was a challenge because literally I'm trying to zero in on what I inherited. And okay, I know it's not that because that's 4 feet tall. And I know it's not that because that one's shaped like a bowling ball. There is a Hinoki fall cypress that is shaped like a bowling ball. Really cool plant. And then I found this, okay, I think it's Willamette elegans. And then some source said, and this gets to 50 feet tall. So I'm just going to ignore that one and go with most of what I found in research, 12 to 15 feet tall. This is not a favorite for deer. And there are 4 things that I want to tell you that I love about this plant. One is the fan-like foliage. Just it's very, very cool. 2 is that the foliage at this time of year and on into the winter takes on a kind of a strange bluish, shiny tint to it. So it's really cool to cut and bring in. I mean, I have taken little bits of it and attached them to a chandelier to make that look green. It's just the perfect little shape for that. The branching of this tree is horizontal, so it looks to me very elegant, very sculptural. And the fourth thing is that you can increase that look, which I did on these 3 plants that were growing outside of my old house, by taking away about a third of the branches. So now they look like kind of layer cake things. So picture branches going out completely horizontal, but you can look into these trees and see this beautiful kind of, I don't know, a Ralph Lauren designed color brown, beautiful bark. And then they all of a sudden kind of take on that look of a Cornus controversa, the wedding cake dogwood.
Does it lose those needles or scales or whatever the chemycypress loses in the interior of it?
It
And
does.
they start to, yeah, okay.
Yeah, which is cool. I had actually a beautiful, huge pot, the one that now serves in my new garden as my compost pile, because we're not allowed to have them, and I'm hiding my compost in those. And I ran a fountain in there, and it was really cool.
Well, is this Willamette, as in Willamette Valley in Oregon?
Which I would pronounce Willamette, but you're from the West
Are you
Coast.
saying Willamette?
Okay, listeners from the PNW, please
Weigh in.
shame one of us. I'm not sure which
my
one it is,
God.
but
Well, you
I'm
can't
actually
shame
wondering if it
me.
is.
Because I'm an
Right.
Easterner who would look at that word and say Willamette, ETT, like kitchenette.
But I'm wondering if it's actually from the PNW. I'm wondering if that is from there. And if it is, and it's an evergreen, is it like a Zeli, which I'm probably also pronouncing wrong, Iseli, the purveyors of beautiful, beautiful evergreens
Ooh.
out there. And I'm wondering if it's one of theirs.
I did not see evidence in my extensive
So,
research.
so
which
when
was
you put it
frustrating.
in, you had the name or you didn't have the name?
So
You
I
don't
had to
have the name.
start with Hinoki Falls cypress, knew it was that. That's a very distinctive fan of foliage. Then I'm like, okay, that's not 50 to 75 feet tall. Let's stick in the word dwarf. Then we're going things like the little bowling ball one, I forget the name of it, or things that are 3 to 4 feet tall that I used to buy to put in people's planters that will stay small. And then I found one. I'm like, okay, let's just see. What about 12 feet at maturity? And that's what came up. So I think that's what's growing in that old garden of mine.
So we're hoping that this
We're
is the
hoping.
dam I wish I'd planted for that.
I mean, I
Hey.
did the best I could. All right, Amanda, your turn.
Hold on. Leslie.
Yeah.
I had to Google it because the way you described it, it sounded like a tree made of baby toddler hands. And that sounds
I wonder if AI can help me conjure a picture of that.
Man.
but I'm looking at the picture and it is truly beautiful. But now I can't unsee toddler hands. And I don't think I'll ever plant it. I feel like you may have ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Hey, that's just me being creative and ruining a plant for Amanda. Moving
This
on.
is the most unique evergreen I feel like I've seen. I really like it. It's gorgeous.
It's cool. It's a cool plant. I like it too.
Also, I feel like y'all are just gonna have to edit out mine and go with y'all's because I feel like yours was so scientific and well researched, and mine is like I don't have the Latin name. I don't use Latin names when possible because I feel like I'll never pronounce them right.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about that here because we're pronouncing things all different ways. We just want to
Okay.
get the names out there so people know what to actually look for, right?
Here, I'm changing it also. I'm changing it from, wait, what is it called? Damn, I wish I'd planted that to damn, I wish I had planted more of that. And it is calendula, but not boring primary yellow, orange calendula. I hate primary colors. So it's the zeolites or the strawberry blonde calendulas that are there's a bronze one too, that they have like a beautiful, almost, I don't know, layered color effect. And I love them because they are also medicinal. I love plants that have dual uses. So these are cold hardy. So on December 19th, in mid to late December, they are growing. They're probably, I don't know, 6 to 12 inches at that time of year if you start them in the fall. And they're blooming for me right now. We had snow last night and they're blooming, and they'll be blooming from now until like next fall. They're so like, they do well in heat. They do well in cold. They're a nice compact plant. I do have some bunny and deer damage sometimes, depending on where they're planted. That's a little unfortunate. So I don't have the Latin name for you. I don't have the zones for you.
Well, I think it's calendula. I think
I'm
it's
just
actually
telling you.
I think
calendula.
the Latin is calendula. I do. Yeah.
Alice, maybe I don't know. I have to go back.
How did you know to grow it and that it would grow so well in winter?
Because Lisa Mason Ziegler, with her Cold Hardy Annual, her Cool Flowers,
That was
it's
such a
one of
great
those.
book.
Pick up an inexpensive pack of seeds in August and start those seeds, whether you direct sow them or start them inside in like September. And then they are so cold hardy. They need no protection, at least zone 7. Sorry for you colder people. You'll have to actually do some research. But that is mine. I wish I had them everywhere. They make me so happy because they're these little pops of color all through winter.
I have a question for you because you grow a lot of veg. And yeah, I know you have some raised beds at least, yes? Besides your
Mhm.
garden beds? You have raised beds. Do you grow these in raised beds to keep them away from the bunnies because you're not growing a lot of veg in winter?
So I like to hedge my bets and grow almost everything I grow in multiple locations. So I grow them in the ground in the front yard. I grow them in the ground in the backyard. I grow them in the vegetable raised beds. I grow them in the flower raised beds. I grow them in pots on my deck. I grow them everywhere because then I'll have at least some.
I love
Okay,
it.
and then this is all from seed, right?
Yes, I grow everything from seed.
Do you still
Okay,
do
cool.
those funny brownie sort of, what do you call those things?
Soil
They look,
block.
yeah, they look like brownies to me. Is it soil blocks. Have you ever done that, Marianne?
Oh, soil blocks. No, I have a soil blocker thing that I
Can we get
haven't
Amanda?
done
Can we just,
it.
I'm sorry, this is too good. Can you just explain that really fast to listeners? It's a cool topic.
Yes. So I actually used to have the original hard on your hand type of soil blocker, but I switched to one that is more ergonomically designed and actually has some benefits to it. Like you can actually see the soil blocks. I actually have really bad carpal tunnel and arthritis. So I probably would have stopped doing it with the other one. And then this one came out. And the benefits of soil blocking are that you don't have to use any like plastic pots and when the roots are spreading out in this block, when they reach the air, they self-prune so they start branching more. There's less transplant shock because you're not trying to bang something out of a pot to plant it. The watering can be a little tricky. You have to just that's a learning curve with the watering, how much water to give them. But you can seed these blocks before you press them out. You can sow so many seeds so fast and they don't take up a ton of space, especially if you're doing it in your dining room like me. I'm just obsessed with soil blocks.
Nice.
I'm feeling sold. Maybe I will actually try out that little
And none of those
gadget that I
plastic
have.
pots. We will direct you toward some of Amanda's
Yeah.
wonderful information that she's put on that because I know you've done a lot of getting the good word out on those, and we just need to point our listeners to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
do
I don't
that on
care.
Substack notes, links, and laughs.
If you prefer the one that, if you don't have wrist and hand problems, like use the other one. It doesn't matter which one you use. They all provide the same like benefit in terms of the plant health.
Very good information. Calendula, thank you.
Calendula,
Hey,
and calendula's blooming for me, and I really love it, and it's a fabulous healing plant, so I'm all on
Do
top of
you
that.
actually use it medicinally, Marianne?
No, I look at it and think about using it medicinally, but I never do.
sounds like
But
something I
I
would do.
will say I did use calendula a lot back in my childbearing years. So like a lot of sitz baths on calendula after childbirth, let me just say.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's how
there
it
you go.
heals you.
That's more than anybody needed to ever know.
And it's also edible. So I should have put a bloom in my drink tonight. It's edible too.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, yeah, we're going out with a bang on this one, huh?
All right, it's almost Christmas time. So what's your plant? I just dropped a big hint, listeners.
All right, so I'm doing Holisticum or Polysticum, however you want to say it. Aristochronoides. That's the part that gets me wrong. There's no N in there. Aristochroides. Christmas fern is basically what it is. And this is a beautiful evergreen fern that is native to North America. It is everywhere in my woods, and it truly is evergreen for me. By the end of the winter, it's looking a little beaten, it's looking a little browned, but there's still a lot of evergreen in there. And then you have these beautiful silver, what are they, crow's ears coming up. Absolutely gorgeous in the early spring. Those older leaves, I have heard, I do not know if this is true, but especially because they're on banks, that it can sort of hold soil because there's a lot of them. And I noticed that they're on a lot of my banks. But at this time of year, it's evergreen, it's gorgeous, Christmas time, there it is. And I believe there's so many different reasons for why it's called Christmas fern. People say that it's because the actual frond is sort of bent, slightly bent, and it looks like a stocking. But I went back to, I pulled it out here. I have an actual book. I do use them. This is,
Here's a book moment from Marianne Willburn.
yeah, it's a book moment with Marianne Willburn. And this is by John Mickle, and it's Ferns for American Gardens. He says that it is because that settlers use them at Christmas time because they were evergreen. And we're talking on the East Coast here. So they like moisture, but they do well in drought. All of the pinnae are very waxy and hard wearing, and they seem to do very well in drought. And it's just a beautiful fern that is worth using. If you've never had one, get one because A, it's not patented, and B, it's rhizomatic. It moves out, and those little branches, those little rhizomes will allow you to grab the branches that are coming up and to divide it. So it's a terrific fern to use.
Like most ferns, deer won't touch it. Yeah, bunnies won't touch it.
Yeah, deer do not touch it. Bunnies do not touch. I mean, for me, deer do not touch it. Bunnies do not touch it. And I think that tends to be the way it is. It's zones 3 to 9,
Big.
I believe, and which is a nice big open space. Probably not good for the Southwest desert, but tremendous for a lot of different places.
There we have it. 3 great plants that you can make your neighbors jealous with, possibly next season.
That's right.
Which is the
we
point.
gave you a big episode. We're going out. Amanda, we probably didn't tell you, but this is our last episode of the season, and we start season 2 in February. So we are going out with a bang with a supersized episode with you.
Big, long, and a fabulous guest. Thank you so much for joining us. We really love your authenticity, and sorry that we brought fake cocktails. But
this did not taste fake to me, and neither did
it was
this.
Really good.
Neither one of them. They were both very authentic.
Amazing. I'll forgive you this time, Leslie, but I'll expect you to come up with something on your own next time.
Clean out the fridge. I love it. I love it. Amanda, thank you. Merry Christmas. And we will see all of our mixers in February.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. This was so fun.